Hello viewers, welcome to today's video. By looking at the thumbnail of this video, you must have understood today's video is going to be an informative video. I'll try to give a clear idea about how you can travel to Switzerland at the lowest cost. Switzerland is really very expensive. So if you want to visit this country, if you don't prepare in advance and do a little research, there is a high possibility that your trip will go out of budget. So let's discuss in detail how we can keep all travel costs within reach and how to visit Switzerland at the lowest possible cost. We'll divide this cost of traveling to Switzerland into 5 parts: plane cost, accommodation cost, food cost, local transport and sightseeing cost, and finally shopping cost. So let's start with flight. For those coming from outside Europe, the cost for plane or train is definitely a big expense. Even for those of us who live in Europe, it's a big expense most of the time. We usually collect tickets through agencies or third-party companies for a specific date. It costs more. We can bring this cost down a little with little effort. The first thing you should do, go to Google Flight from your phone or laptop, select the nearest airport, select Switzerland as a destination, but don't name any specific airport in Switzerland. Generally, you can't see anything in Switzerland if you stay under 7 days. So I gave 7 days but didn't mention any date. You will see the flight of the offer will come in form of a list. But if you want to come in a particular month, you can select that month, you can mention that, then select the desired date and ticket from the list. You can save at least 10 to 20% plane ticket cost. For those who are traveling from Europe or UK, it will cost less by plane rather than train. So I would suggest the plane. Besides, you can get the offer tickets by mentioning the name of the country without mentioning the date on the flight's own website. If you want, you can compare Skyscanner, Booking.com, Kayak app and or their website to compare the ticket price. Now let's talk about staying. If you go alone, you can stay in hostel. The cost will be much more less than hotel. And if you are 2 person or a group or a family, then try to stay in a cottage or apartment rather than a hotel. It won't cost much. Many people want to stay near tourist attractions. That's the wrong idea if you want to save money. Every place in Switzerland is beautiful. You can't tell that which place is less or more beautiful. And most of the places have local buses. Search Google Hotel in Switzerland for the date you have booked your flight and it will give you the cheapest accommodation. But of course, I would suggest everyone to book cottage, apartment or hostel as early as possible because the price is increasing day by day. I booked this apartment 6 months ago for 8 days and I got about £800 or 1000 Swiss franc. After a while, I am going to tell you the most important thing about taking an apartment or cottage. For accommodation, you can search Google Hotel, Booking.com, Hotel.com. If you have a travel plan, it is very important to arrange the plane and accommodation in advance. Let's talk about food. Food in Switzerland is very expensive. If you go to a restaurant or cafe, a light breakfast per person will cost you 8 to 12 pound or 10 to 15 franc minimum. And if you want to eat lunch or dinner, it will cost more than 18 to 25 pound or 20 to 30 Swiss franc per head. So the best way is, if you take an apartment or cottage, then you can cook your own food over there and you can take snacks or heavy meal when you are going out with you. It will save your 70 to 80% food cost. Almost all apartments and cottages have cooking facilities. Not only that, if you go outside, you won't get any vegetarian halal foods everywhere. But still, if you want to eat outside, you can go to local grocery shop like Lidl, Coop and many other small and large groceries available. You can buy sandwiches, bakery items over there. Even you will find all kinds of cooking materials from like bread, rice, pastas, potatoes, onion, oil, vegetable in grocery shops. So I'd suggest to you those who can cook a little bit, they can cook in their apartment or cottage like a picnic and bring the food cost at lowest level. After arriving in Switzerland, many people cannot understand how to get from one place to another. They have no reason to worry. The transport system are very good and very advanced. Most of the areas got local buses. First of all, ask your authorities of hotel or apartment or cottage whether they can provide you any free travel pass or not. Most of the accommodation do. With those passes, you can visit local areas. But if you want to travel more and see more sites in Switzerland, you can take Swiss travel pass or half-fare card. There are also different types of travel cards are available. For those who are going to 3 or 4 days or less, it's better not to buy any travel card because it's expensive. If you visit more than 4 or 5 days and going most of the attraction, trying to visit most of the attraction and visit a little bit far, I'll suggest you to go for travel pass or half-fare card. It will save your money. Though it's very expensive, but it's gonna save your money. Below this description box, you will find the link to buy travel passes and different types of discount cards. Also, you can buy these travel passes from local stations. Remember, you must carry your passport while buying those travel cards. If you have international driving license, you can hire a car from airport. Then you can get more cheaper apartment, hotels, cottage in a little bit quieter place, and it will be really cheap. Side by side, you can explore more places. You can go far in a less cost. Keep in mind the cost of parking. In some places, you can park 2-3 hours for minimum amount, but if you want to stay more than that, it will cost you a whole day parking. Even if you drive your own car, you will save time. At least 20 to 30% travel cost will be saved, and you can explore more places. I hired a car from booking.com 3 months in advance. I have collected that from Geneva airport. That made my trip so easy in Switzerland. If you talk about attractions in Switzerland, there are lots of attractions. But if you want to go to the popular places like Jungfraujoch, Grindelwald-First, Haderkolm and other places, those are very expensive. So I'll suggest you to collect your half-fare card or travel pass, Swiss travel pass, so that you can get all those tickets cheaper. Some other time I'll try to make a small video about where you can actually go in Switzerland. Finally, let's talk about shopping. Everyone loves shopping. I can't imagine you will go Switzerland but no shopping. Shopping will all depends on your affordability and budget. In fact, most travelers don't leave without at least a watch or famous chocolates. There are lots of shoppings here as well as many souvenir shops. From there, many travelers buy at least small things to memorize this trip. You can also take some small thing for your memory. Shopping is not really the way to save your travel expense, but I'll suggest you to do shopping at the end of all trip. Money is the biggest power after moving from one country to another country. So try to keep shopping at the last. If you follow these tips while traveling Switzerland, I hope you can save 20 to 25% cost of your trip. The videos of my trips are given as a playlist in the description box. You can watch them if you want to. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone. If you like this video, let us know by comments. Take care everyone. Bye bye.